good? Nothing to report?
Nope, nothing. Pretty slow day so far.
Are you making fun of my cooking? Hopefully we'll see some action soon. I'm tired of just waiting around.
Ha, you and me both.
God, you'll never went to the kitchen. That's not a lot.
I have things for you.
Air pressure, seals, ship integrity, all good. Docking is...
Thank you. When you have a moment.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change them.
And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
Hydroponics, of course. This must be how the colony ship kept itself fed over all these years in space.
Hey! Maybe you could help out Abe. He's been talking about needing someone with a ship. Just stay out of trouble.
Sometimes, difficult choices must be made.
So, what's new?
We did
It's
what
really
we
good
believed
talking
we
to you.
needed to do to keep humanity alive on this ship. I hear you're the one who helped us out of that mess. It's good to meet you. I suppose I have you to thank for my husband Mabuti's continued survival. No, but he was in danger of being terminated. The ECS Constant had a very strict population control measure that we needed to enact because resources and living spaces were scarce. The eldest of us would volunteer to terminate themselves to make room when needed. Mabuti, being the kind soul he is, volunteered. It may seem harsh, but it was needed for our continued survival. I know you think it's not quite right, but thank you for understanding. With luck, it won't come to it, I hope.
No, I don't subscribe to that theory. There's always another way. Don't stay away too long.
Perhaps I can soon retire. That's something people used to do, I hear. We tried our best to avoid that through careful family planning. Rarely we ran into situations where things did not go according to plan. And then we needed to adjust and make difficult decisions concerning our community and resources. We never did anything without careful consideration. But at the end of the day, we needed to do what was best for the ship so as not to put everyone in jeopardy. In theory, yes. Thanks to you. Since we are free to travel wherever we want and communicate with other ships, we aren't worried about running out of supplies. So, voluntary terminations have been put on hold for the time being. Of course, we may still run into problems with living space aboard the ship if we go too long without finding a new home. Indeed, there aren't many doctors on board. In addition to regular checkups, I perform surgeries, obstetrics, and other medical procedures. I also help train the next generation of doctors. After all, someone must. It's demanding work. Goodbye.
Wow. Hi.
I wonder what else is out there.
Wow, I've heard about you, but here you are.
Hi.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean
Great! How many more days, months, years of...
Brackenridge. That sounds so familiar. Something from history slates that I've read. Oh, I feel I should know who this person is, but somehow it's escaped my memory.
Don't worry, I'm guiding the ship to better and brighter horizons.
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right off this ship.
You're the one who helped us out of that mess with the Paradiso group. Nice to finally meet you. We don't get any. We never expected to meet anyone else traveling the stars. But if you're here, that must mean there are others. Kind of incredible that we never bumped into anyone. Either we took a strange route, or the vastness of space just makes chance encounters unlikely. Maybe some combination of the two. Either way, I'm so relieved to find out that we're not alone out here. Oh, geez. Sorry, of course you don't know my name. We never met. I'm Yue. Wow, I never thought this would happen. Sure. Well, unless there's anything else you want to talk about. It's incredible. I'm pretty excited to meet new people and ask them all sorts of questions. I wonder about all we've missed this whole time while humanity has advanced around us. I'm the navigation officer. I pilot too, though the ship was designed to pretty much fly itself, so I don't get to do that as much as I'd like. But I'm helping us to chart courses for new worlds. The data we got from Paradiso has been quite handy for that. Then it's just up to the captain to make the call on where to settle down. See, the nav system's not perfect. We encounter stuff that our forebears didn't originally count on. Astral bodies, space debris, stuff like that. So sometimes I need to take manual control and get out of tricky situations. Then there was the time I used those unaccounted for anomalies to our advantage. Slingshotted us around a few stars that weren't supposed to be there, saved some fuel and knocked a few decades off our journey. Pretty incredible stuff. Get you around.
Our people never expected to meet with other colonies, so forgive them if they are distrustful.
I've lived my entire life in the constant.
And then again,
I'm
I
not
haven't
sure
seen any
how else
ships
to
before
live.
you arrived.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
My crew may not realize it now, but we will be much happier with a home of our own. Understandably, some are disappointed that we gave up our home, but I think I've managed to convince them that this will be best in the long term. I have no doubt that even if it takes more time, we will manage to find something even better. And it's important to remember we're still way ahead of our original schedule. Everything will be fine.
That's a good question, but I firmly believe that establishing our own home is what our ancestors would want for us. I think that we will assimilate to some degree, particularly when it comes to trade and exchange of ideas. However, we've fared by ourselves for so long, it would be unreasonable for our people to give up our own sovereignty in favor of a completely different society's rules and expectations. It may seem like it's about me maintaining control, but it's more about avoiding massive culture shock. We'll get there, but we'll need to ease into it so future generations can reap the benefits.
I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along, instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly. Difficult is the wrong word. It can be both challenging at times and also exciting. Our mission was to rebuild humanity on a distant world, believing that we were Earth's last hope. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair, that I am the one to finally oversee our journey's end is truly exhilarating. Until next time.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down trouble.
Can you believe Janet just bailed on us?
Well, she was really not happy here.
Space some more.
Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constant's chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion. Ha! You must have been speaking with my sister. There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of chief historian. Generations ago, it used to be lawkeeper of humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as captain, engineering officer, or cultivation manager, it's still vital to our mission. Not much different than the previous history I was teaching. There's just a lot more of it now. There's a lot for us to catch up on. Scientific advancements, social studies, even pop culture. Geography is different now that there are so many planets. It can seem a little overwhelming at times, but we're getting there. Ha! You... Generations ago, it used... While I don't think my job... I do. But sometimes it's frustrating to convince some people that my job is important, since it's not directly related to our continued survival. There was a time where I thought my sister was the lucky one, running the hydroponics farm and being responsible for feeding everyone on board. But I grew to like my work, and working with children is nice, especially since I'll never have any of my own. Of course. Everyone was assigned their roles here. We don't choose our roles, since there are only so many of us, and every job is critical. Someone has to prove themselves either exceptionally bad at their job or exceptionally good at another in order to be moved. But that rarely happens. I run the educational programs aboard the ship for all the children and any adults who are looking to learn about Earth history. We try to have group sessions some evenings where we read old Earth literature, watch old films, listen to music, and the like. So yes, I hang out with children and watch movies, but it's more involved than that. We historians are charged with keeping Earth culture alive, so that we never forget where we came from. It's okay. I don't mind you asking. I'm actually proud of my choice. It's a great honor to give up one's ability to have a family so that others may. As you can imagine, a population limit is a necessity on board a colony ship. I made my choice long ago to give others the chance to have a larger family should they wish. Though, I suppose I don't need to worry about that now. Maybe it's time to consider it. Thanks for saying so. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure, so ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land, and found it populated when they arrived. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? Well, we launched Tuesday, September 27th, 2140. So, about 190 years now. Would have been longer, but it turns out we have an ace navigator who saved us some time with some tricky maneuvers. We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars. The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appeared to be wrong. You know where to find me if you ever want to know more. Another time, then?
I heard you came from outside the ship. I bet it's pretty cold out there. Hey, Miss Julia? Can we watch that movie with all the superheroes in it again?
We'll see. We have a lot of movies to get through, but maybe during our next group choice time, if you can convince the other children.
Really? Yeah! Hey, everyone! Miss Julia said we could watch it again!
And then maybe we can watch one of the sequels some other
The Constant is a peaceful ship.
Just stay out of trouble.
It definitely takes a special type of person to live their entire life, birth to death, aboard a single
hi.
ship
Hello.
traveling through space.
You're the alien. Sorry, old habit. Let me start over. You're the person who helped us with our little dilemma, aren't you? It's fine. I'm just a bundle of nerves still. Things haven't changed too much since we decided to look for a new planet to call home. People still come to me with their problems and concerns. Abe, when are we gonna get there? Abe, can we find a planet with animals? Abe, I'm sick of this ship and want to be anywhere but here, and so on and so forth. It's fine, it's my job, but it's stressful, and I'm already a pretty anxious guy to begin with. Just ask my husband. Sorry, yeah. Deep breath. Here we go. I'm Abe. Levitz. Abe Levitz, cabin manager on board the ship. So, I'm happy to help you with anything you need during your stay with us. I'm happy to schmooze with you anytime. Oh, you must mean the Yiddish. It's an old family tradition. The Levitts have been trying to keep it alive for hundreds of years now. See, we didn't think the language would survive if we didn't, so we charged ourselves with preserving it. It's a point of pride for our family, and something I'd like to pass on to others so they don't forget. Like my great-great-great-great-grandmother's latke recipe. People didn't know what to think. Here we are, minding our own business out in deep space, all alone. Then we hear some sort of garbled transmissions on the radio, real screechy, real inhuman sounding stuff. Then you show up? People had all sorts of fakakta theories, aliens, time travelers, you name it. We watch a lot of old movies, so... Anyway, it spooked the bejesus out of us, because we were expecting to find nobody. Me? Hey, well, there's not much to say. I take care of people here. I live with my husband, Daisuke. No kids. Though that might change now that we no longer need to worry about resources so much. Instead, I get to spend time with everyone and their families here. They call me their bubby because I'm like the grandmother they never had. I may have had something to do with that nickname. Glad you asked! I coordinate cabin maintenance, plan activities, even help settle domestic disputes. It's a demanding job, but in short, I'm here to keep people happy. I try to keep both the kids and adults entertained. Scavenger hunts, sing-alongs, fun little art projects, you name it. We also have regular media nights where a historian, Julia Yang, screens old movies, plays music, and exposes us to other Earth media. Oh, you heard? I was just kvetching to myself. Mostly I just need to find someone with a ship, but hey, you're someone with a ship, aren't you? I'll save you the spiel, but ever since we found out that people exist out there, the crew's been asking me if we could track down possible relatives. I made the mistake of looking some up, and now they want to connect with them. Now, I'm not gonna ask you to schlep anyone back and forth, but could you deliver these messages for us to connect our crew with their relatives? Oh, you're such a mensch! Thank you! Let me get you the letter and the information you'll need to track down the relative.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there. There's so much more to learn about now.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
Hi there.
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for trouble.
Move on.
I am your sidekick, your shadow, your tail.
Everything checks out. Landing initiated.
gonna make you pay. Damn, I was just getting warmed up.